up and running, the Japanese player, and the fans really want something to cheer about after that loss for Satsuki Odo just now.
Yeah, Hayata is now the last standing Japanese player, and actually the only non-Chinese player left here in Yokohama. Quite surprising when you think about her form recently, so maybe this is going to be her resurgence.
And if she could do it, what a place, what a stage, what an occasion to do it. History's being made here in Yokohama, and headlines being written every day. There's so much attention on this event here.
Yeah, it's a big one, the third Champions event of the 2025 season. What an incredible month of table tennis this is going to be. With the Sweden smash, the Europe smash, I should say, just around the corner.
You spoke about Tong Tong earlier. There's something about Champions table tennis that really suits her. You spoke about her form in the two previous events this calendar year. She was one of the China stars who probably would have felt disappointed by her trip to Las Vegas. Absolutely blasted, blown away by Guaiman in the quarterfinals there, which by her standards would have been a disappointment.
Lovely touch play. Yeah, it would have been a disappointment, John, because Chen Xingtong destroyed Guaiman at the Champions in Chongqing, so that was a dish served cold. Chen Xingtong, a three-time finalist at the Champions tier, so yeah, she'll want to do what she's been so close to doing before, and Incheon was the worst of them, wasn't it?
It was, and there's a little subplot involving Wang Yidi never giving up, because she went through a drought and eventually ended that.
Very true.
It's always possible.
It is.
Just flicks off the outside of the racket there of Tong Tong, and it's a solid start this by Hina Hayata. When she's at her best, Hina, what do you look for in her game?
I look for a very diverse portfolio of serves. She transitions very well to play the inside-out forehand. She's extremely quick, moves very dynamically. Really nimble player. Oh, what a backhand.
Well, that part of the portfolio was really pleasing on the eye.
She's a very, very forehand-orientated player, Hayata, but she's got gears to her game. Chen Xingtong will try and prevent that from happening again.
Yes, that look of hers was one that basically said, duly noted, filed away for future reference. She's that good.
Constantly probing Chen Xingtong, constantly going through the motion. She takes a lot of time between serves. Very pensive player.
The thing about Tong Tong is that win or lose a point, she basically gives it the same reception.
Yeah. She gives you absolutely nothing to feed off.
Whereas Hina's quite a vocalizer these days.
Yeah. A real momentum player.
And there you are. But she knows she has to make a start. And there's another factor here, and it is the crowd. You know, I was down tableside just waiting to interview Xia just now, and to hear the support coming down, okay, it is Xia, and of course they're all supporting her, but there is a lot of support. Zhang Peng had a lot of support earlier on as well. So the Japanese players know they need to get the crowd going early on and then sort of ride that wave if they can.
I said it's interesting to see the difference in culture between the Japanese supporters and the Chinese supporters. The Chinese supporters will jia until basically the server makes contact with the ball. The Japanese really only applaud after the point's finished, yeah, for a short amount of time. It was similar in Fukuoka. You felt like the play was happening in China.
Well, it's to the credit of the Chinese fans that they travel in such numbers around the world to support their superstars, and they do bring the atmosphere, don't they?
Oh,
It's
they certainly
incredible.
do. They certainly do.
Hina Hayata, meanwhile, is playing an absolute blinder in this first game here. She's loose, she's hitting the corners, she's swinging for the fences, as they say.
Oh, that is just a shot you could wax lyrical about. What a wonderful shot with the forehand down the short side of the table.
She's taken 6 of the last 8 points. She's on a roll. There's another. I was only semi-joking when I said she might want to try and get into this one early and get it won, given that injury concern.
4.
Still 4 game points for the Japanese player as she receives. Thumped away emphatically. What a statement.
Risk it if you were that injured. I mean, look, she's playing here in Japan, of course. This might be more important to her than the Europe smash. Lovely fanning backhand from Hina Hayata.
Well, if there is any impediment, well done, Hina Hayata, because if you can play that well, injured, you've got to be pretty special.
Beautiful feeling there to A, protect the crossover, and B, turn that topspin of Chen Xingtong into backspin and side spin, and C, redirect. Fantastic shot. This is why she's so dangerous, because she's so fluid. She's like water at times, Hina Hayata. She'll just fill the space. Even if it's a tiny space, she'll manage to leak through.
Ooh, off the edge. Well, she was owed a couple of those. Tong Tong.
What I'm thinking about, John, is if Hina Hayata wins this game, how much does a lead feel like a lead for Hina Hayata? And I was asking the same question when Chen Yi came back to beat her from 3-0 down at the US Smash.
And the other thing as well, Fraser, it's a great point, is Tong Tong knows full well that Hina's labouring with a physical problem here. She's going to want to drag this one out, isn't she? She's going to, even in a losing cause initially, she's going to want to basically suck as much life out of Hina physically as she can.
She will. But honestly, and this is just my opinion, I doubt Chen Xingtong is even thinking about it. I doubt she's even thinking about the potentials of Hina Hayata's injury. You know, I think what we're seeing here is just a completely good performance from Hina Hayata. And Chen hasn't yet got into it. I feel as though she's just affected by the heavy spin shots coming in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there's no denying that there's one player that's playing absolutely wonderfully here and another that's not being able to play. But if she can hang around...
If she can hang around, it will be tougher for Hayata.
Yet again, dominance from the Japanese player. She's 5-1 up already in the second, having absolutely dominated the first. Well, nothing she tries really at the moment is working, Tong Tong.
It's a little bit flat, a little bit deflated.
Yeah. There was that little lean on the table just a couple of points ago, and she looked less than happy with life. A few more of those might help, though.
Such amazing timing here from Chen Xingtong. Right off the bounce, she made that compound movement and just cracked it into Hayata's backhand. More like it from the world number 3.
6-3.
And now the crowd stirs. The travelling fans make a little bit of noise. The jayos begin to reverberate.
Not quite there for that one, Hina Hayata. Maybe just lashing out a little bit wild with her shot selection. I'm still not convinced she's going to win this game. I wasn't when she was 6-2 up. There's just something about it of late. Oh, gets away with it, Hayata there.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting you should say that, because when someone's been that dominant, maybe it was just down to the way she was attacking from all angles. And if Xingtong ups her game, she's in it.
Excellent. She managed to reset there, Hina Hayata. She can't afford to leave anything to chance.
And sometimes you need a point just like that.
8-4.
Worth more than 1 point maybe there in terms of what she did, what it meant for her. Oh, yes. Because if you build on it like that, then you're going places.
She's really taken the game to her. Lovely side spin, backspin serve, barely attackable. Chen knew her best chance was to try and attack it. She span heavily, but look at that pivot.
Left 9-4.
You said it at the start of the match, John. Her best bet would be to try and win it in straight games.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
You know, Fraser, she might have lost that point. And even though there's a problem with the left arm of Hina Hayata, there's nothing wrong with her feet. She is moving magnificently. On the balls of the feet, really getting around well.
Yeah, so nimble, so agile. Her movement is so dynamic. The only risk is that it's a bit more obvious what she's going to do. Chen Xingtong is the more subtle player.
6-9.
And she's just hanging in here in this second.
Stood quite centrally there to try and make it tougher for Hayata to play off of an angle. Especially that wide forehand.
10-6.
And one of the reasons why Hina's got another set of game points, 4 of them here, is that Xingtong's missed more than you might expect her to.
She's certainly not been on her A game here, Chen Xingtong. But is this match yet to really burst into life?
She's halfway there, Fraser.
This is Hayata's most important game now, coming up, this one.
Oh, that's incredible.
We've got Gavin Maguire with us here in the booth. He's watching, and he's on his feet. That was one of the best shots of the day. One of the best rallies of the day.
There were about half a dozen shots in there that would be in the shortlist.
Yeah.
Just going back to your point at the start of this game, yeah, how big it is for Hina. We did have someone just listening in and translating for us, and towards the end of that exchange with the coach, Hina did say the arm is beginning to stiffen up a little bit now, so just be aware of that. But she's still willing to get into these blazing duels. So it does look as if, at least strategically, Hina's just going to throw everything at this. There's no thought of caution.
She has to. She has to if she wants to win. Has to throw caution to the wind. She possesses
1, 2.
a lot of variations in her game, Hina Hayata. But if she plays with heavy spin, Chen Xingtong will be able to block and play a shallower ball to the backhand of Hayata, and Hayata does not like those shallow balls to backhand at all. Hayata has interesting technique with the backhand. It's different from like Miu Haramoto's, from Miu Harano's, from Satsuki Yodo's or Sakura Yokoi's. She is actually fairly backward balanced on the backhand because she's a forehand orientated player.
No.
Her stance also narrows when she plays the backhand.
Talking about backhands, Tong Tong, characteristic of the really great players, especially the Chinese players, when she gets her whippy, flicky backhand going, then there's a real threat to the opponent.
Chen Xingtong can create more pace with her backhand.
And there's just a shift here, you feel, for the first time in this match. Chen Xingtong is substantially in front in the game.
The table awareness there from Chen Xingtong was second to none. She barely had any space to work with. Hayata couldn't nullify the spin on that shovel serve either. She had to let the spin do its thing. To be fair, it wouldn't have been a bad combination from Hayata if she could have just executed on that counter. Lovely angle. If she wants that forehand, the key ingredient is going to be wide serving for Hina Hayata.
That was a great angle. Tong Tong must have thought she had everything covered there, but not that.
Clever to play it to the same place again.
6, 2.
Yeah, backhand let her down there. One way or another, timing was off.
Quality push, wasn't it, though, from Chen Xingtong?
Yeah, asked a question. So this game is much harder work for the Japanese player, but she's up to the task. She's trying to narrow that gap. Remember, she leads by 2 games to love already.
Using slow spin to shut down Hayata's power play here, Chen Xingtong. Hina Hayata looking to get into the semi-final of the Champions event for the 2nd time in her career. It's quite surprising she hasn't got to more than that, seeing as she has been the biggest threat to Team China for quite a while.
When was the other one, Fraser?
The last time she got to the semi-finals of a Champions was in Frankfurt 2 years ago. Lost at the quarter-final stage 6 times.
Six times in the quarters.
Yep.
Okay, she wants to change that habit. If she is able to break that habit and make it to the semi, she'll take on Wang Yidi, who did a really good job of avoiding a banana skin and taking on the giant killer, her own Chinese teammate, Chen Yi. That match seems a lifetime ago. Just the first of our quarterfinals there.
Yeah.
Great performance by Wang Yidi there.
Yeah, to defeat the runaway train, Chen Yi, who the US smash took out Sun Yingsha, and here took out the world number 2 Wang Manyu. What a star.
Oh. Her post-shot reactions are getting more and more expressive, Hayata, right now.
Such a dazzling rally. Fanning backhand. Look at that for footwork from Chen Xingtong. That is amazing footwork.
And the lateral movement was incredible.
Yeah. 3 big shuffles.
Oh, they are producing some wonderful exchanges here. Don't know about you, Fraser. This is not the match I was expecting to watch. And it's a lot better for it. This has been really open. And because of Hayata's attacking intent, we've been treated to some really special stuff here.
We really have. I mean, to be fair, looking at the head-to-head, just, you know, going into more detail, yes, it is 4-0 to Chen Xingtong, but of those 4 meetings that they've had, it's gone to the decider 3 times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that you tell me that. But that does tell you a little bit about what happens in those deciders between these two.
9-7.
She's still not back in this one yet because Tong Tong can't quite put Hina away in this game. She's been in control pretty much from the start of it.
Another thing I'll say is Chen Xingtong defeated Hayata at the recent World Championships. When you've beaten someone at the World Championships, that gives you a big psychological edge. It denied Hayata a 2nd singles bronze medal, at least a bronze medal.
So given you said all this, if I ask you right here, right now, who you think's going to win this match, who'd you say?
I'd go with Chen Xingtong. I just think she's a little bit better in the clutch. I think in terms of ceiling, best level, I'd say Hayata. But Chen Xingtong's middle ground is just a bit better than Hayata's, I feel.
And Chen Xingtong has now picked up a game.
Every point Chen Xingtong wins now, you're going to smile at me, aren't you?
No, I'm going to have a little look at Hina's wrist, and I'm going to have a little look at her body language and see where she goes as well.
Ooh, Hayata has set up that attacking opportunity nicely with that pendulum service. It's such a handcuffing serve because you don't know whether to touch it with the forehand, you don't know whether to wait for it because it might be attackable off of the half long, or you don't know whether to try and take it a little bit earlier with a backhand flick.
There's a sense here that real momentum is building for the woman in red. She's taken the 2nd game, she's 3 up now in this 4th. And now that Hina Hayata is taking on a Chen Xingtong who's pretty much looking like herself again, this task becomes so much harder.
And what you said about the injury is true, you know. The longer this goes on, that's going to be a bit of wear and tear, isn't it?
Yeah.
That said, we've seen one player's injury actually affect the opponent a lot. I mean, just think about that World Championship final in 2015 between Ding Ning and Liu Shiwen. Ding Ning rolling her ankle so badly and yet winning that 7th game. What does that tell you about table tennis, how unpredictable it is? Even a player with a really bad injury can still win. From 0-0, even.
Yeah, of all the injuries you could have, that in particular.
I think that one of the things about Hayata's injuries is because of the looseness of her style. You see it with Lin Winru as well. He had a hand injury and a wrist injury for quite a while. Because of the fluidity through it, that range of motion that he has, means that, yes, he can be more flexible, but it is more likely that you can pull something there.
And if you take that away from her, you take a huge amount of her game away.
Yeah, you take away her confidence in flicking inside the table, her confidence in fading. It just, and it might make her force other areas of her game, try and overcompensate.
Another, she finds amazing angles, doesn't she? She really finds great angles off that forehand there.
Nice streak from Hayata here.
Oh, and that's deep and in the corner, and she really has turned this one around, trailing in the game. Now up by a couple.
Such a gorgeous shot, isn't it? Oh, well, we're seeing quite a few pushes here from Hina Hayata, inviting Chen Xingtong's initial topspin, and then Hayata is there, ready and waiting, with such strong counterplay. Beautiful extension with the second backhand, gets the forehand in where she wants it and goes right into the crossover of Chen Xingtong off the bounce.
That's 3 or 4 outstanding points played by her. Wow. Just when it looked as if Xingtong was on the way back, Hina finds another gear.
No way, Jose.
Oh. Hina Hayata with the pirouette get from nowhere.
Wow. Look at this 360 lob. That's just outrageous.
Yeah, that's in the highlights reel.
What a talent. Chen Xingtong did well to keep her focus there. It was actually a really, really good lob. High, deep. And a bit of topspin on it as well.
Oh, she held her ground.
That's filthy. She struck it when the iron was hot, Hina Hayata. She absolutely went for the kill.
Oh, steered it.
How cavalier was that? Steered it's exactly the right word there, John.
Time out.
Excellent. Hayata can cover the vast majority of the table with the forehand, and her forehand has been on fire this match. So Chen Xingtong is playing most of the balls into the middle to stitch her and then into the backhand to stretch her, but she's doing so with different balls. Sometimes she's taking it off the bounce, sometimes she's taking it later to spin it to make Hayata passive. It's a beautiful blend of play.
Ooh, great comeback. Great comeback from Hina Hayata.
Yeah, she turned the tables on her there. I felt like Chen Xingtong was in control on this ball. She just missed it. Hayata adding some side spin to that forehand, and Ma Lin looking away with an exasperated reaction.
It's interesting you mention Ma Lin, because the point before, the first one after the break, he had been ecstatic with that, that play of Xingtong's just blasting past the backhand of Hina. once again is sublime. No one gets that back.
An absolute flare fest from Hina Hayata. Do you know how difficult this is? To caress the ball like that. Such an intimate understanding of the ball and what you can do to it.
But made by the backhand, right into the corner though. It gave her the chance to do that. Oh, this is so tight. This is too tight to call. It's 9-all in the fourth. Massive moment in this match. Feels like it's been ebbing and flowing this game all the way, but Xingtong's actually taken 6 out the last 8 points now.
Oh, it hit the top edge of Chen Xingtong's racket and really affected the flight of the ball coming in for Hina Hayata. This is the make it or break it situation of the match, isn't it, John?
That's a huge break to get, giving her a chance to win another game and draw level. Game point. And again, it hits the net twice, in fact, but vitally.
Real table tennis fans.
Oh, well, she acknowledges about 3 shots earlier, a little flick of the net. How about the nonchalance of the finish?
She could have been drinking a cup of tea when she played that Hayata.
That's a beautiful shot.
Just
Gliding
glided on the line. Yeah. Goodness me, you could hear Hayata's body making contact with the table when she lunged in for the receive, and then the rest was history.
It's a really sharp start to this 5th game from the Japanese player. That nearly missed, you know. It was so deep, that put away.
But lightning strikes twice. The backhand and the forehand. Nothing Chen Xingtong could do. Nothing anyone could do against that.
No. She's back with the power play again.
Gorgeous touch. Neat and tidy, just dinks it behind the net with such quality. Chen Xingtong shuffling the deck here mentally. She's adjusting her service position to play it from the middle. Ooh, what an awkward ball that was.
Yeah.
Miscontacted it, Hayata.
Did it hit the finger or something?
Didn't hit the finger. I think it just hit really, really close. Or just really, really fine. Look at Hayata going, ooh, didn't get to do that. She was just such fine contact, but that's the thing, she is so loose and fluid that those kind of balls can happen from time to time.
Yeah, she'll take it.
You wonder, John, how much Sun Ying-sha's victory in the last match over Satsuki Odo has affected Hina Hayata. Hayata has never beaten Sun Ying-sha in, what is it, over 15 tries or something like that. It's close to that. It was 11-1, 11-5, 11-7, 11-9. And Odo is the only Japanese player to have won a Champions.
3-5.
There is a real rivalry between the Japanese women and the Chinese women. And even though Hayata has been the biggest threat, I just still feel as though that is always in her mind. That is always in her mind. But that said, I feel like some of the pressure as well comes from the fact that she knows that she's capable. She knows that she's capable.
Well, she showed it tonight. She's more than capable. It's a funny reaction to that one. Tong Tong just having a quick glance at her opponent.
Please play.
She was fighting back from 5-1 down there, but it's 6-4.
Nice shallow shot there from Hina Hayata. Effectively a topspin touch, which takes a lot of doing. Came from underneath the ball, really, to do that. She's having to play one too many backhands here, Hina Hayata, and that is not her standout shot by any stretch of the imagination. Chen Xingtong is playing a lot of balls down the middle so that Hayata can't play the parallel. And that's very clever from Chen Xingtong.
She looks really uncomfortable trying to manufacture some backhands there. Now that's more like it. That's where she wants to be playing. It's quite close to the body, that, wasn't it?
She squeals in delight, Hina Hayata. It really was. Look at that for athleticism. She sunk her knees down there.
Got out the way. Punched through that so well. 7-5. Listen to the crowd. Slow it down, calm it down, says Tong Tong. And just like that, they're locked up at sevens again. 2 apiece in games, 7 apiece in points.
Because Chen Xingtong is a bit more balanced on both the backhand and forehand side, because she's a little bit more of a two-winged player, she doesn't mind playing from the middle. And Hayata does. And you can see the way Chen's positioned is affecting Hayata. It's really, really hard here for Hayata to hit a winner. It's really hard for her to find a clear opening, and the pressure is piling on her.
The player in red, you're right, looming large in her thoughts. Hard to get past. And over the last 8 points, Tong Tong's taken 6 of them to pose a serious question now. These are worrying times for fans of the Japanese player. Tong Tong seems to be on top of things. There's another point. 3 in a row, taking it to 3 game points. Remember, she trailed by 2.
Oh, that is staggering.
7 game to Chen. Block 1.
beginning to feel as if this is just another perfectly paced performance by Xingtong, Fraser.
It is, John. She's in pole position here. She's in the driving seat. Now, the good news for Hayata is her 6th game record is better than Xingtong's 6th game record.
Okay, Statman, tell me, how much better?
About 15%.
Wow. Wow. Why would that be? But Xingtong's 7th or 5th is better, right?
Give me a minute.
All right. That was only half a question. That was a really strong backhand from Hina Hayata there to draw herself level once again in this must-win game. She leads. She's still got a timeout up her sleeve, hasn't she, Xingtong?
She hasn't used it yet.
Oh, that's cruel. Because Hina had done such a great job with the previous ball.
Forgive me, actually. Xingtong's 6th game is 10% less than Hayata's, not 15. So there wasn't as much in it as what we thought here.
Okay.
Nevertheless, look at the momentum here for Xingtong.
Hina just composing herself then. That was a cruel blow because she'd made that move to the left, then she goes again and it just clips the edge of the table. She's been put through the ringer physically in this one. And now a reaction from Xingtong, and when that happens, it's a rarity and it tells you something.
Yeah, she has a taste of blood here. Xingtong.
She knows. And there she is again. These things don't happen for purely coincidental reasons. She's making noise now and it's intimidating her opponent because she's saying, right, I'm going to get this job done now.
Two world-class backhands there from Hina Hayata. The last Japanese player standing here in Yokohama in the women's singles. She will not go down without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. But the fight feels as if it's going the way of the woman from China, who had to suffer and endure an early onslaught from Hina Hayata here. But Xingtong never loses faith and has grown into this match.
Oh,
and listen to her.
I love it. Marlin snarling, gritting his teeth, and Xingtong absolutely possessed by her ambition to win this match and set up a clash with Wang Yidi. She'd love not just to beat Hayata, but to get a shot at getting revenge against Wang, who beat her in Incheon.
That's a great point, isn't it? That would still cause sleepless nights, what happened to her in Incheon in the final of that WTT Champions. It was hers, there for the taking, until it wasn't. is there to be one last hurrah for Hina. Large part of this crowd hopes so.
Time out.
She's getting closer now to that rematch with Wang Yidi. Don't want to call it a grudge match, but certainly a rematch.
Oh, it's a grudge match.
All right, we do want to call it a grudge match. And there it is, on the brink. 6 match points for a come from behind, for a come from 2 games down win here for Chen Xingtong. And she does. She extinguishes the last flickering hope.